Hello, I'm Blondie.
And I'm Jen Murray, and this is how we live with style.
We're in Covent Garden. I came here towards the end of 2019 and it was way too big, but then suddenly I had a large family and now in fact we're bordering on cramped.
Yeah. Well, you can see the London eye, obviously. We lie to the kids and tell them that if it's pink, that means that they've been good for the day, that the mayor turns it on for them. So they get really excited when it's pink, but it's pink every day. Should we go take a look inside?
Sure. This is my house. This is where I live. And I mean, it's full to the brim. It's at capacity with escape ramps.
So the first week or so, there was no net. He sent me a video and it was him skating, and then all of a sudden the board went over the wall.
I retrieved the board up on the roof with a lasso, which I'd never used before.
There's now a net. Should we go inside the real house now?
Sure. So this is the kitchen, which Jen designed.
We had such a silly kitchen that everything was in the wrong spot, and I just wanted to make a room where the kids would actually want to come hang out with me while I cooked. My favorite thing in the kitchen right now is Blondie, but my other favorite thing is something quite sentimental. That's this beautiful box. That's so cute and special, and inside of it, it's all these little notes that Blondie has written about me, for me. So if I'm ever having a rough day, I can just walk over here and pull something out and it will cheer me up.
You have style despite owning literally no clothes.
Because I always say I don't have anything to wear,
Literally no clothes. It's amazing. You're clever. You know how to get 200 quid back when you buy something in France and stuff.
The tax refund is amazing. Blondie just discovered it. He thought I was a genius.
I am sentimental.
Yeah. You have
I am
emotions.
sentimental.
You are very sweet.
You can catch sick in a plastic bag on the M25.
It's true. So this is my favorite place in the house.
These pictures are what I'm most proud of in our world, except of course for the people in the pictures.
This is all Blondie. He has bought the most special frames and chosen every single picture that's up here. And because we couldn't get the flowers to grow up the wall outside, we kind of decided to put them on the wall.
Now we have roses up the wall all year round.
Exactly.
They're all phone pictures of the kids, of their childhoods, and we really do them every Christmas, basically.
Yeah, there's usually 20 wrapped little guys under the tree, and they're all different pictures, and we all get excited to see which ones he picks because he chooses them all. They're all kind of like candid. They're not super perfect. They're very authentic and cozy.
I find that about parenting, a lot of the really magical, rewarding moments are not really events as such, but just the time in between, in the morning, the evening before and after. And a lot of these pictures are of that time. This one was a big moment, actually. This is the moment that Jen told me over fried eggs and hash brown and spaghetti that she was pregnant with our second son, Henny.
So this is the kids' bedroom for 3 of the kids. We wanted it to be super cozy, happy, fun place that they were excited to go to sleep every night and have their friends over and just play together. So we have 2 little guys down here and our oldest daughter is up on the top. And Blondie designed this bed, which is incredible. When I show people pictures of the bed, they're always really impressed. They're like, look at the corners. How do they do that? It's curved wood. Like, look at the spindles. They're incredible.
They don't make banisters like this, and they don't make baby spindles for baby staircases because baby staircases don't really exist.
The kids love the bed. When they saw the bed, they were so excited because they had a regular double bunk bed before, and they love the blue sky. They say that they like waking up because in London, unlike today, the sky is not always blue. So it goes a long way for us. I'm from California, so I just need a blue sky occasionally. And the rainbows just I mean, there was a blank white arch that was screaming, paint a rainbow on me. I feel like with a kid's room, you can do lots of crazy things that you can't do in like an adult room, kind of. So if we could, we might have had a disco ball in our room, but we have a chandelier instead.
When you have children, you just want to make the space amazing for them. You want to make their lives, especially their home lives, as warm and as interesting as possible.
Yeah.
Now is the time to speak of the bedroom, which used to be better. This mirror used to be a TV on which we could watch anything. Anything at all.
Ugliest TV you've ever seen.
And it's massively missed. It's left a massive TV-shaped hole in this room, frankly.
Which we filled with a mirror that makes the room seem twice as big. Yeah, it's really nice. It's so much better. Are you kidding me?
The bed is inspired by Ray Winston's bed in Sexy Beast.
And we tried to find one like it, and there's nothing like that out there, so we found a furniture lady, and she made it for us.
Believe it or not, we were tidying up last night. This isn't how the place normally looks. We have several children. These are the scripts of my show, my TV show, which will come out probably about the same time as this video. Jen got me that piece of Arthur memorabilia, the 1981 Dudley Moore, John Gielgud film, and I look at that, or I did look at that rather, when editing the show. I would roll out of bed at about 6 in the morning and sit there with my computer there, analysing the milliseconds and looking up every now and then over the lid of the computer at Dudley and John Gielgud, saying, almost as if they were saying,
keep going.
Everything's going to be all right. I love that, thank you. All of my best things are gifts from you. I have one more place to show you, but it's just up the road from me. Bye. And here we are at 6 to 10 Lexington Street, my studio, my showroom, my second home. We're going to now have a very quick look at it. This is my shop. This is the one room of this floor which we didn't have until recently. We wanted to really make it look like a street level shop, one of those nice shops on Cecil Court, for example, that just so happens to have been picked up and placed on the second floor of the dollhouse that is this office building in Soho. We made it a huge part of the Thames brand ethos was, I thought it would be great to make, aspirational clothes, but they have to be affordable to people who are wanting to become actors, wanting to become artists, whatever. But I wanted to hang the rails to further the feeling of almost being floating, something very calming. I bought this rug from John Lewis, and I bought it at a bit of a discount. It was slightly damaged, and then we put these pieces of cardboard, which I already had, on the corners and spray painted it with fabric paint. So this was the colour. It was just one nice enough linen plain rug, but I thought we want something that's not too graphic but also special to go in the middle, so we made that cross there in our studio colours, or something like our studio colours, the breakfast tea room green that the bedroom at home is painted in. I go to bed in breakfast tea room green, and I wake up in breakfast tea room green, and I work and I work and I work in breakfast tea room green. That's my grandmother, Salma, more Arthur, and all sorts of antiques which I've been collecting for such a long time, which kind of feels a bit like you're travelling through time and space into this room, doesn't it? These are the eels. They're all alive. Though you wouldn't really know. They're supposedly nocturnal, but I'm here in the middle of the night sometimes, and even then they're doing nothing. That's my latest acquisition, pufferfish. I bought it on the last Sunday of the month in the Navili market in Milan. So bringing this in hand luggage under one arm, and Ebby, my 3-year-old, under the other arm, back from Milan to Stansted, I think it was, if memory serves. It was quite an experience. Didn't get much trouble, never really do, although I did get some funny looks when bringing back the head in a box on the Eurostar. And this is a turn of the Victorian century wax model, which was made for medical research purposes of one of those very, very Victorian diseases which thankfully doesn't really exist anymore, which is probably quite rare even then. And this poor man, who would have been a real man, his bones inside his head are melting. So sometimes I look at that and think things could be worse. And the conveyor belt that your hand luggage goes through at security on the Eurostar is about, whatever this height is, whatever the height of the box is, it's about 1 centimetre taller than that. So it was very funny seeing that head go through in the cardboard box. I wish I could have seen the X-ray itself. I did get a very specific look, which I'll remember. A sconce, that's the word. We moved into this studio again in the end of 2019. It was white with strip lighting and all these other sources of light. They've come in one by one. Thames was actually my GCSE project at school. You know, I think all children kind of make art and some of them stop and some of them don't, and I was one of the ones who didn't. And because this is my actual coursework, you can see I've had to explain it in the way that students are asked to explain that. This was a picture that was run in some newspaper in 2012 when London hosted the Olympics, and Beth Tweddle, I think the gymnastics happened towards the end. I remember correctly, there was some hope that she was going to bring home a gold or some kind of podium spot. And I seem to remember hearing that she didn't do very well, and then seeing this picture of her in the newspaper and thinking, well, that's not very nice of them to have run that really unflattering picture just because she didn't do very well. I'm sure that wasn't really the reason why they ran it. I'm sure that is just a typical gymnastics picture, gymnastics action shot. But that is the way my idiot 2012, 15-year-old mind worked. And that's the very, very first Thames graphic. And in a way, it's quite appropriate. She's almost giving birth to Thames there. This is my legend wall, my wall of legends. I think that every home, or at least every creative workplace, ought to have one. On it, I have all sorts of people, from Mark Gonzalez to Lucian, to Shane McGowan, to my children, Howard Cook, Ludwig, all sorts of people. And behind this wall, my own private office, Galahad. So here we are in Galahad, which, as I said, is my private office, my happy place within my happy place. The stained glass window was not here when we moved in. That's another one of our additions. It's by an artist, a genius artist, called Brian Clark, and it's a Thames take, a Thames spin on the Plantagenet coat of arms, which is featured in the stained glass windows in Hampton Court Palace. There was a rule, there is normally a rule, that there is no technology in Galahad. This computer is only in here because we're currently editing teasers for the show called The Blondey Way. It's a comedy, a semi-fictitious comedy set in real life, all played by either real people or real people being portrayed by actors, all real locations, no sets built. Even here you can see that we filmed in the studio. I'm in it playing myself, Jen is in it playing herself, or exaggerated, perhaps more truthful versions of ourselves. Thames is of course in it, the studio is in it. It's a show about making a show. You know, it's really just about independent endeavour, and for that reason it's very important to me. It is very important to me that it is released independently. They'll be on YouTube for free for anyone who wants to watch them, and we'll also do screenings in here, in the studio, 1 week ahead of each episode's release, premieres really, where people can come and see it. Thank you for visiting me in my homes. I hope you've enjoyed looking at them. If you haven't, then it's just as well because you don't live here. I do, and I'm very happy here. Don't forget to subscribe to the Times Life and Style YouTube channel. Goodbye.